Hello and welcome to the Bike Show. We're coming to you this week from Bike Shop Rivonia. Now, Bike Shop Rivonia, they sell a lot of different motorcycles, everything from little scooters to some very special motorcycles. And it just so happens we have one of these bikes this week. Yes, it's this, a Bimota Tesi 3D. It was built in 2007, has a bit more than 600 kilometers on the clock, and is on the Bike Shop Rivonia floor for a smidge under 500,000 Rand.
This is not a road test, this is a dedication. Because quite frankly, this machine has earned a dedication. It deserves it. That's the first reason. The other reason is because if I screw up and fall or drop it or break something, I'm gonna have to sell my own soul to pay for it. So let's just not do that. Yeah, dedication.
With that cowardly admittance out of the way, we move on to the obvious. What makes this bike interesting is that front. What would normally be a pair of forks is replaced by a front swing arm. And the handlebars connect via a system of linkages to a hub on the front wheel, so that such mundane things as steering can be achieved.
It feels like a motorbike. I know that sounds a bit strange, but you really do expect this thing to feel very weird, very out of sorts, a strange alien sensation. It doesn't. It feels genuinely like a motorbike. While I'm sitting here, while I'm controlling everything, okay, the steering's slightly heavier, but not much. You know, not that you'd really notice, and unless you're paying attention, you don't really know the difference. The only times you sort of do notice the difference is when you're braking hard. Then you kind of feel less like a dive, more like a sort of a pivot. It's a very strange sensation. It's very subtle, and you'll have to be paying attention to actually notice it. But and that's really it. And the steering's a little bit weirder when you're kind of braking hard, but that's kind of the idea.
Even the turning circle isn't too bad. The thinking behind this is that the front doesn't dive, meaning the front wheel does not have to deal with a dive and steering at the same time. So essentially what we have here, this is the kind of main frame. This is sort of a mega shaped, and then what essentially is, this bolts on either side, well, one of these bolts on either side of the motor, and then you've got another sort of bunch of frames springing off. There's a subframe at the front here, holds the front, subframe at the rear, then swing arm. That's essentially the entire frame of the bike. And this over here is the front suspension. And then we get to the name.
The naming of these bikes is sort of interesting. So Tesi is the kind of hub steering front swing arm. That's what that means. It's that model range. The 3D part does not mean it's in 3-dimension. I mean, that would suggest you get a 4-dimensional one, and unfortunately that's not available at this time. But the 3 is the model number. So this is the third Tesi, and the D is the motor. Remember that Bamote is essentially a chassis manufacturer, and the D is the motor, and of course D stands for Ducati.
Yes, that motor is Ducati's air-cooled 2-valve 1100cc V-twin unit, pushing 97 horsepower.
And that is a very good thing. I tell you what, this is the same motor that was in the original Hypermotor 1100, one of the greatest motorcycles ever to be made, partially because it had this motor, the greatest motor ever made. Now I know you're gonna say, oh, but yeah, quite. Yeah, this doesn't make the most horsepower. It's not the fastest, but the way this motor makes you feel is something else. The way it sounds when it starts up, the way it revs, the way it grumbles underneath you, the way it produces its torque. And these are all very cliched. It's very cliched, I know, bear with me. but it's soulful. It has soul. This is not a machine. This is a creature. With this motor, it's a creature goggling under you. It feels more akin to riding something like a very deranged mutant horse, carnivorous horse, than a machine. Definitely.
As you can imagine, nothing is ever perfect, but in this case, that's okay.
The other thing is the mirrors, you can see nothing. Nothing at all out of them. You can see your arms and that's it, no matter what you do. And Jeremy Clarkson said it best. He said to the Italians, looking good is more important than looking where you're going. So yeah, the law says it must have mirrors, but if it were to make functioning mirrors, they'd have to stick out a lot, and that would be ugly. So no, won't do. So they put on these thin, good-looking mirrors. The law abiders are happy. You look good. You can't see where you're going, or can't see behind you, but who cares? That doesn't matter.
True, silly things like mirrors or anything else really is all irrelevant, because once again we ask you to just look at this thing.
So the whole point of this bike is, yeah, it's got function, but it's more art, genuinely art. And what is art? Well, the most all-encompassing definition I know is that art is any purposeful expression that induces an emotional response. Everybody who's walked past this bike, everybody has had an emotional response. Mostly they'd be, wow, look at that. Some people have gone, what is that? And they've been intrigued. And nobody has just walked past it and not noticed. You have to be blind to do that. Everybody who walks past this has stopped, looked, commented. It made them feel something, feel enough to express it. That's art. That's art. Down to its core, that's art. This bike is art.
If you wish to look at this art, it's on display at Bike Shop Rivonia. Unless someone buys it. I'd hurry if I were you. Welcome back. Now, before the break, we were riding that very special Bimota Tesi 3D. It comes from this man. James, honestly, the amount of range you have in this motorcycle shop is actually, it really is astounding. We go from scooters all the way up to Tesi 3D, and that's not even the most special bike you've got in this shop. But I'm noticing there's been a lot of activity. Balloons. Are we having a birthday party? What's happening?
We are celebrating Black November. So normally Black Friday is a one-day thing. It's not really possible, I think, in our industry to get them all out in that time and give everyone an opportunity to see the bike. So what we're doing is running Black November.
So, okay, hang on. Help us out here. The whole of November is black. Instead of Black Friday, whole of November is black.
Black November.
Black November. I'm seeing a lot of yellow and black balloons. They're all on these motorcycles in this area. I presume, are these the ones?
Those are going to be what we decided to do this year to make it a touch easier for everyone. Is we put all the bikes that are on the special in one area, so you can go through all of them rather than dotted around the floor. And we, of course, are doing it in both our stores, Rivonia and Boksburg. And over 100 units of new bikes, pre-owned bikes, and cars.
They're all special, so they're all on kind of special pricing. So this is kind of never to be repeated special pricing on these selected motorcycles.
Absolutely, over R1 million worth of discounts between if you add them all together. That's how much. It's a lot.
I like it. Now, okay, these are pre-owned motorcycles. You have new motorcycles. The newest of your new motorcycles is Honda. You're now an official Honda dealer. I presume there's something going on there?
We're excited. They're busy finalizing our shop fittings to be our Honda Wing Rivonia. We've got exclusive to our store, brand new Honda NC 750 DCT Auto, out the box, 139.9.
139. I mean, that's the price of like a little 300 or something like that. That's amazing.
Question, but yeah, it is.
And that's only at the store.
Only available at our store. We've got a limited stock, less than 10 left. So hurry down and take the opportunity.
Please do hurry. Then you've got CF Motor, which is sort of now Honda's neighbors on your store.
We do. They are running a promotion at 65 on the 300, which is exciting as well.
65 on
for a brand new motorcycle. Yeah.
That is a ridiculously cheap price. Now, okay, this is Bike Shop Rivonia. Upstairs, you've got Bike Kings. I mean, they're also running a whole lot of specials now.
They're running on all their branches. There's amazing deals there to make, obviously, accessories affordable. And even our neighbor KTM.
Yeah, Rad KTM.
Ray KTM, our neighbor there. They've got some great deals on KTMs at the moment. Particular one that jumps to mind, the Adventure 390,
Yes.
brand new for, I'm at a correction, but somewhere in the early 80s, like 80 grand for a brand new bike. I think they're normally like 120.
They're about
That's
125
Yeah.
normally. Whether you serious? So around 80 grand.
questionably less than a pre-owned one.
So
So some great
essentially,
deals.
your neighbour's competing against you. Now you
They
can't
are.
also use KTM's anymore.
They're selling them at second-hand prices. Limited stock though, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, best to chat to them directly. But some great deals at KTM. Yeah.
Oh, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, downstairs you've got the cars department. I presume there's a few on there. Some of you drive cars. I might forgive you because you ride motorbikes.
And service specials.
Service
How we mentioned, we've
specials,
got Black Friday service specials. So first services from as little as 1950, because our service department's now open as well to the
and
public.
running.
So we are official for all our brands. We can do official servicing for them as well as other brands too. So
I mean, you've got a lot of, you really are collecting brands. We just said Honda, CF Moto, KTM's next door. You've got Kawasaki and a whole Beta and a whole lot that goes with
Beta
that.
is a very exciting new one for
Yeah.
us. It's a really nice brand. And KO, one of our best sellers, we sell literally hundreds.
Yeah.
So we're trying to offer the A to Z of motorcycling. If you're a motorcyclist of any kind and you want a bike, we're trying to have something for everyone. That's the aim. Yeah.
Now, this really is like a motorcycle store. In America, they use the word bonanza, which is where they do all these crazy specials, and they do it with big shopping malls and all that. So this is really like a big motorcycle shopping mall bonanza for the whole of November. I'm a big fan.
Well, thank you. We're excited. We love doing what we do. So come down and share the excitement with us.
Welcome back. Now, again, we're here at Bike Shop Ravonia, and lots of exciting news happening internationally at the moment. They've got the famous EICMA show happening in Milan. That happened very recently, where all the big manufacturers went ahead and launched all their brand new models, and it's been kind of fun, hasn't it?
It's been unbelievable. We were a little bit grumpy because we didn't crack the nod to go along this year. And one of the comments passed by our buddies at Liet. They invited me to the stand. I said, sorry, I'll be here in Joburg. They said, don't worry, the weather will be much better in Joburg. Guess what it's done all week?
It's been pouring with rain all week.
So, EICMA, good for you. We had a good time here.
Now, okay, EICMA, it's huge. Honestly, the last time we were there for 2 days. We averaged 23 kilometers of walking a day. So it's 46 kilometers of walking, and we didn't see everything. We saw about 75% of the show. That's how absolutely massive this place is. Now, to go through everything that they launched at EICMA is really going to take 4 hours. And believe me, the last thing you want, ladies and gentlemen, to listen to us two blabbering on for 4 hours.
For sure.
So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into parts. It's going to go over the next few episodes. We're going to be talking about what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, we're at Bike Shop Ravonia. They are
Yeah.
newly appointed Honda dealers, so we thought we'd start with Honda first.
That's right, Joe.
And
And
so-
Honda's coming up with some very innovative stuff. In a world that's gone crazy
Oh, yeah.
with just electric this and electric that, Honda seems to have stuck to their guns.
Well, this is sort of a little bit both. It uses petrol and electricity,
Yep.
and it's not a hybrid. It's called this. It's called the V3R900 E-Compressor,
Yeah.
which sounds like a German name. Anyway,
Yeah. And we need to just tell you, it is still in it. They showed it last year.
Yeah.
This year they've refined it a little bit. It's definitely still in concept, but it's getting close.
Oh, hang on, no. Last year, and this is interesting, the difference between a concept and a prototype. Last year was a concept. It was
Yes.
basically an engine in sort of a kind of a frame.
Yep.
This year, it's a prototype.
Yep.
And that is what's so interesting. Prototype means it's going to be built.
Correct.
Concept means, well, if we feel like it, prototype, we're
And if
gonna
we
get
know
this.
Honda, it's not going to take that long.
No,
Watch
it's not
the
going to take
space.
that
Yeah,
long.
it's-
We don't
it's
know
cool.
quite when it's coming. But
But
here's
innovative,
yeah,
hey?
Innovative.
A V3.
A V3. Okay,
Yeah.
well, all right. Honda's got a bit of a kind of a reputation for this sort of thing, for using V odd numbers. Now, we know like a V-twin, V4, V6.
Yeah.
You know, it's all even. You might remember when Valentino Rossi started in the what's now MotoGP four-stroke era, Honda built a V5,
That's right.
and it was utterly dominant.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It was 3 cylinders forward, 2 cylinders back.
That's right.
And this sort of harps on that. So instead of a 5-cylinder, it's a 3-cylinder, 2 cylinders forward, 1 cylinder back, 75 V-twin degree V-twin between them. And interesting, they put the 2 cylinders in the front. That puts weight down the front. The 1 cylinder in the rear means where the rider sits can be nice and narrow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of clever. I actually thought originally it would be the other way around, but
Yeah.
now that I hear that, it makes sense.
It's very cool. And you've heard the saying, there's no replacement for displacement. So you think, 900. listen to this. Honda's fitted something they call a compressor.
Or E-Compressor.
E-Compressor.
Now, normally you've got a turbo runs on exhaust gases, a supercharger runs on a belt, all from the motor. This runs on electricity. And I don't know, has that ever happened before? Not that I know about.
I've honestly never heard of it, and I think I really do need to go and look it up a little bit more, because it's anyone with a little bit of technical inclination. It's fascinating what these oaks are doing. So instead of going with the same, they've gone totally in a different tangent. It sounds amazing.
Well, okay, this is where it gets interesting, and we saw a comment on social media, and it's true. People have said the car industry has done this for a long time. Now, they've got all these emission laws and silly things like that. What happens is, for the car sector, instead of building big engines, they build turbo motors. So it's smaller motors that make more power but meet emissions. The problem for motorcycles is, for a car you fit a turbo or a supercharger, it's quite easy. It's not that much weight compared to the whole car, and the expense of adding it is not that much.
Because it's a bulk game,
it's a bulk, I mean, look at the size of those stupid things. They're all in our way all the time.
And never mind that. Look at the volumes that they produce as opposed to motorcycle. Motorcycle, you basically have to redesign in order to fit things like that. It's not a simple case of bolting something on.
Exactly. So this is where I think it took a long time. We did see people like Kawasaki bring out the H2R, but it's never been a mass thing. And maybe this is where it sort of changes. What they say, it's going to produce 1200 cc horse. They haven't given us a horsepower figure yet. They said it's going to produce the figures of a 1200.
Now,
we're
not sure which one though.
But here's the thing. If it's Ducati's 1200 horsepower, then it's 207. If it's Honda's 1200, that would be the Cross Tourer. That's 128 horsepower, which is roughly the same as a Triumph Street Triple 765.
But you're being a little bit unfair. The Cross Tourer is really an old model.
That is an old model. Hopefully it produces a bit more than that. But we know from turbo cars, more than just being fast, the old turbo days with lots of turbo lag, the modern, well, this is technically a supercharger. The modern ones, it produces so much mid-range, so much all of that kind of stuff, that you
barely know it's there anymore, and that's what it's all about. Efficient power curves, fuel efficiency, let's see, and added horsepower without going massive on the pistons.
Exactly. Now, obviously the details are still very sketchy. One of the things they did say, it's going to be like a railless roller coaster. Which means it's going to be fun. It's a nice sort of poetic way of saying fun. But they also said without sort of the worries, and I forget the exact wording. They mentioned the fact that without sort of the worries about the dangers, which means they might see a whole lot of new electronic stuff coming out there. Remember, Honda was the first to put ABS on motorcycles in mass production. Well, BMW did it first, Honda did it better. So there might be some new technology there that we've never seen before that's going to make motorcycling safer. I'm very excited.
It's exciting. Be nice to see that bike. Let's see. So in a year or two, who knows? We might be riding a compressed V3. How cool is that?
It's going to be cool. So usually they'll produce the prototype now. EICMA next year, so November 2026 is where we'll probably see the production model. Maybe a bit sooner, who knows?
And when your buddies ask you, what bike is that? You say, it's a compressor.
Compressor. More Honda news. Another new model. We know we had the CB1000 Hornet. They brought out a new one now that's now available in South Africa. There was a bit of a delay. Lots of politics and all sorts of stuff.
The SP, and we actually rode it the other day. You'll see it on the show.
You will see it on the show next week.
Smooth, refined, beautiful, quick shifter.
Absolutely lovely.
But so what they've done very cleverly is they've said, well, why don't we build a tourer out of this bike?
A sport tourer.
And it looks like they've got it right.
They have. Yeah. So this is over here, the CB1000 GT, straightforward GT.
Grand Tourer.
Grand Tourer. It's got more or less a similar motor, the same motor as the Hornet, the naked Hornet. It's based on a 2017 CB1000 motor. They say it produces 148 horsepower, which is more or less ballpark. It's right about there. Now, what the Hornet, naked Hornet, does not have, this has a bunch of extra stuff. For example, it's got e-suspension, so electronically controlled suspension. The base model, and listen to this amount of stuff that comes with the base model.
It's a shopping list of some.
It's got panniers, so those panniers are standard. Cruise control, heated grips, hand guards, a center stand, and a quick shifter. That's all on the base model.
Remember what we say, base
model. Yeah, normally you buy a base model and you have to add all that stuff. Look, we don't know the prices yet. This has newly been announced. It'll be available sometime probably in the first quarter of next year, but we're not 100% sure yet.
And to make it all fit, they've given it a longer chassis. So there'll be more room at the back for your handbag. You'll have to take it with you on the weekend.
Unlucky.
Panniers, big touring screen. There were some comments about the styling. I kind of like it. I didn't even pick it up. Donovan said he got some mail saying,
you look at that front.
What has Honda done with the front end? It's got those funny two headlamps. I think it's time to move forward.
Yeah.
I like the new styling on the new bikes. I think it's awesome.
It has got a cheeky look. It's
Yeah,
literally
absolutely.
the cheeks
Yeah.
and stuff coming
You want
out
your
of
bike to look sporty. It's
Yeah.
cool. You don't want it to look like a Torpe's bike. And I think they've nailed it. It's going to be
yeah.
good. Yeah.
More good stuff. I'm reading my notes here. 6-axis IU, the CB1000 Hornet doesn't have that,
Yep.
so it means it can have cornering ABS, cornering traction control. That's all very good. My favorite is the fact that they put more seat padding on
Yeah.
both the passenger seat and the pillion seat, so
Yeah.
it's going to be more
Do
comfortable.
you think you wouldn't need extra padding?
You'll be surprised. Now, as far as I'm concerned, most modern motorcycles, the seats are too hard. I don't know what
Absolutely.
that is. It's a modern trend. But that is it. So that's the CB1000 GT. Should be a lot of fun. Expected sometime early next year. Now, the last thing, okay, Honda did unveil a lot more. We're probably never going to see any of it.
Yeah.
So we're sort of sticking to what South Africa might or will see. Now, a while ago, Honda introduced their e-clutch.
Yes.
And that's kind of, it's an interesting thing. So we got all these automatic sort of gearboxes coming on motorcycles
Yes.
now. This one's a little bit different. It's still a manual. So when you take it apart, it's a manual gearbox, manual clutch. It's got a gear lever. You have to change gears yourself. What you don't need to do is use the clutch.
Yeah. So when you come to a stop, you ain't going to stall.
It ain't
So
gonna
I would
stall,
say
yeah.
for beginner riders, it's great.
Yeah.
For riding in this gnarly Rivonia traffic,
Absolutely,
fantastic.
yeah, spot on.
You're not going to get too tired.
And I mean, I hate clutches. You know,
Yeah.
okay, no, clutches are good if you're riding motocross, enduro, if you're a stunt rider.
And if you can pop a wheelie.
If you can, yeah, exactly. If you want to pop wheelies, then you want a clutch.
Yeah.
Even MotoGP riders, they have a clutch to start off.
Correct.
And even that is electronically controlled.
Yep.
And then they don't use a clutch. So what do you need a clutch for?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing I think, and Honda's quite smart with this, novice riders, easier. They're not going to stall off the line. And the traffic cops won't give you as many fines when you go for your learner's license. How does
There
that
we
sound?
go. You can actually, so the clutch is optional. You can, there's a lever there. You can change it and use a leader. So if you do want to pop wheelies, go for it. Now, okay, that's been added. It had already been introduced previously. They've now added it to more motorcycles, the 500 range, the NX 500 that we've got here, the adventure bike. This bike over here, Transalp 750, that's going to get it, or Hornet 750, this one in here, plus the Transalp 750 is going to be getting it now. And yeah, I mean, for those bikes, I mean, okay, apart from the Hornet, they're not really stunt bikes, are
No,
they?
absolutely. But the Transalp for adventure, when you're riding on gnarlier trails, it makes a lot of sense.
It'll be absolutely excellent.
Anyway,
So-
Don, listen, I'm going to close off this piece with the following thought. We
Go
talked
on.
about manual versus automatic and all that. Can I ask you a question? Why do Portuguese moms call their sons Manuel?
Am I going to regret this answer?
No, not at all.
Go on.
Because they can't spell automatic. Thank you, guys. Have a lucky evening.